Over the past few years, I've consistently made over $10,000 per month from Upwork and freelancing. And during that time, I've helped multiple people make their first $3,000, $10,000, and even $100,000 on Upwork. So today, I'm going to condense down 7 years of knowledge and practice and basically put it into a simple beginner's guide that you can follow even as a complete beginner so you can make money on Upwork in 2025. And it all starts with your Upwork profile. Now look, having a killer profile on Upwork is the only thing that's stopping you from making thousands of dollars per month on Upwork. So if we understand these 3 commandments, it's going to get us 99% of the way there. The first commandment is we need to get 100% completion on our Upwork profile. And the reason that we do this is so that we can get access to Upwork's hidden badges like rising talent, like top rated, and just in general, this makes a big difference. For example, I had a student called Josiah. I took him from $0 to $3,000 per month in less than 30 days. And one of the first things that we did was get him 100% completion on his profile. As soon as we did this, we started getting multiple book calls and we started getting a bunch of money on his profile. It's that simple. So to do this, all you got to do is open up your Upwork account and you're going to see in the right-hand corner, it's going to see complete your profile. Go through each of those steps. And the only 2 that you don't need to worry about is certifications and linked accounts. They actually don't play a part in 100% completion, even though it shows up on there. Oh, and I forgot to mention, if you don't actually know what to put on the profile, I'm going to leave a prompt in the description below of this video in a Google Doc that you can check out, and it'll basically do all of this for you. And if you don't know what service to pick, just honestly pick something like social media management or video editing. They're just the easiest to get started with. It's what I get all my students to do, and that's the easiest way for you to make money in the beginning. Okay, so great. We have 100% profile completion, but how are clients going to trust us when it comes to Upwork? Well, that leads us on to the second commandment of making a killer profile on Upwork, which is the testimonial section. Now, here's a little fact. 99% of clients on Upwork, they don't really know the difference between a testimonial and real actual work on your profile. It's kind of like blurred lines and they don't really know the difference. Focusing on this testimonial section has revolutionized my ability to get my students clients and make a bunch of money. It's so easy, and just in general, it's probably one of the highest leverage activities that you can do in terms of making money on Upwork. So if you're watching this and you're struggling to get your first client, this is probably the reason as to why you're not getting one. All you got to do is go to the testimonial section on your profile and get as many people to fill out a testimonial for you as possible with their LinkedIn profiles. Now, there's 2 main points here. Number 1, you might be thinking, well, I'll just go make a brand new LinkedIn account and give myself a review. Trust me, it doesn't work. I wish it did, but it doesn't. The second thing is when you do send off this testimonial for somebody to actually fill out, just write it for them. Just reach out to them and say, look, can you just put this exact thing? That way you get exactly the testimonial that you want, and also you save them a bunch of time, which will probably lead to them actually going ahead and actually filling out that testimonial. Just make it easy for them. Don't make it difficult. And look, you can do the bare minimum here and just get like 1, 2 testimonials, or you can go crazy like my student Harrison did, and he was able to go from 0 to 4K per month in less than 90 days. And one of the main reasons for that is because if you look at his profile, maybe I'll throw it up on the screen, he has so many testimonials that a client looking at that just immediately thinks, well, shit, this is like a super serious guy and they want to hire him. So this makes a big impact on your profile. And the third commandment is maybe the most important. This is hacking the algorithm. If we want to make a bunch of money on Upwork, we have to hack the algorithm, because Upwork is ultimately just a search engine for freelancers and people that need freelancing work, right? To do this, we are going to search for the best keywords on Upwork by looking at some of the top profiles. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put those keywords throughout our entire profile. I'm talking in the title, in the description, in the portfolio section, in the other experiences section, in the employment history section. Every single place that we can put these keywords, even in the descriptions of the portfolio section, we're going to put them in there. And what this is going to do is it's going to hack the Upwork algorithm into making them think that we are one of the top freelancers on this website. And if you're still confused on how to find the best skills and keywords for your Upwork profile, go to the search bar and search your service. And then all you're going to do is you're going to filter it by earned amount, which you're going to put 10K. And if you want to see the profiles that have made millions of dollars, you're going to go into the URL and you're going to put 2 extra zeros there. And that's actually going to show you the profiles that have made millions of dollars. And those are the ones we want to copy, because that's how much we're trying to make, right? And please, nobody really knows about that little secret, so just keep that between me and you. Okay, so now we're at a point where we have a killer profile, we have a bunch of testimonials, and we have hacked the Upwork algorithm. So we're in a good position. But the real question is, well, what do I do now? Like, how do I actually get people to pay me money? Because that's the point of this video, right? So instead of telling you what to do, I'm going to tell you the 3 things that if you do this, I guarantee you won't land any clients. And I call this the 3A system. The first A is apathy. And the definition of apathy is somebody that has a lack of interest, enthusiasm, or kind of commitment to something. So if we make profiles that have a lot of apathy, we're probably not going to get clients. We want to be as personalized as possible. And look, full transparency, once you have an amazing profile, you honestly don't need to be super personalized because the clients will just keep coming to you, especially if we start getting these better badges like top rated plus. It really doesn't matter. And you're just going to get so many invitations that you almost don't even need to send any proposals at that point. But as a beginner, we're going to want to avoid apathy as much as possible. And what's the opposite of apathy? Well, it's authenticity. So we're going to try and be as authentic and personalized as possible, if that makes sense. Now, the second A is AI. Now, I know it's exciting to just use AI to write your proposals, but I pretty much guarantee that if you use AI, you're probably not going to land clients. I do a lot of spending on Upwork. I've spent $40,000 in the last 3 months on Upwork hiring people. And whenever I see AI messages, I just immediately ignore them and shortlist them, or not shortlist them, should I say? Because ultimately, if you're using AI, it breaks that first rule, which is authenticity. And it's more like apathy. It seems like you're not really concerned or you're not bothered about the job. And the third A is automation. Now you might be thinking, well, let me just automate all the proposals and use some softwares and tools to basically just send out proposals on autopilot. And although that does sound good, it's not that effective as a complete beginner. Now don't get it twisted. Once you've got a sick profile, of course, feel free to automate it and just get clients on autopilot. But in the beginning, as a complete beginner, it doesn't work very well. And the best part is we only need about 1 hour and sometimes as little as 40 minutes per day to send 10 super personalized proposals to land clients. Now, in terms of how to send those proposals, we're going to use loom.com and we're going to send 10 personalized proposals per day. We're going to jump on camera, just like how I'm on camera, and we're going to say hi and basically introduce ourselves to the client. By doing this, we're going to come across super authentic. We're not going to be just some random person on the internet, some robot. They're actually going to realize that we're real and they're probably going to want to work with us. And this is very effective for my students with no prior experience. Trust me on this. So now we have a killer profile. We're not doing the bad A's, and we're also maybe even getting some messages back at this point. But now how do I actually sell the service? Like maybe you're even a little bit nervous about it or confused as to like what that might even look like. So instead of me showing you how to land clients on Upwork, because I have a bunch of videos on my YouTube channel of me literally doing full length sales calls, which you can just watch. I want to change your mindset around selling on Upwork because it's actually the easiest place probably on the entire internet to make money. The main difference with Upwork is that 99% of the time in just a regular business, you're selling to people that don't necessarily want the service that you're offering. Whereas on Upwork, they're literally the ones saying, hey, I need help. And they're telling you every single thing that they need. All you have to do is raise your hand and say, yeah, I can do the job. Like imagine in any other business, how easy it would be to close the client if they told you everything about them, everything that they needed, and made it super clear that what you're about to sell them is exactly what they want. It would be so easy. Sales would be redundant. It would just be easy. It would just be a simple question of price. And that's exactly what it is on Upwork. All you need to do is say, hey, I can do this, and then discuss how much you're actually going to get paid. It's really that simple. And look, if you've watched this video and you've executed on each of these steps that I've told you, you've probably even made a little bit of money on your Upwork profile now. And honestly, it sounds dramatic, but 99% of people don't even get to this point. I remember when I closed my first client, I ran downstairs, I told my parents it was for like $200 and they ended up losing it. But you know, that first client meant so much to me and it completely changed my life. And I've seen that same feeling and I've watched it happen with my other students, and it's just a life-changing thing. And it seems so small, but it does make a big difference. And it snowballs. I remember getting that first $200 client and then my first $1,000 client and then $2,000 client and $4,000 client. It just scales up and up and up, and you start to build this momentum. And for me, I did this without having a mentor. There was nobody talking about this online 6-7 years ago in the way that I'm talking about it. And it was really difficult for me, and it probably took me way longer than it should have. So if you're watching this and you've stuck around to the end of this video and you want to work with me one-on-one, check the link in the description, and I would honestly love to entertain the conversation of working with you. But look, at the end of the day, you can do this without me. You honestly don't need me, but if you want to work together, we can. Peace.